Hello, Maxtortion here. Welcome to another Legacy video. Today we're playing the Saturday Night Legacy Challenge, July 27th, 2024. And we're playing D.D.F.T, by which I mean Doomsday Frog Tamiyo, which is kind of a joke off of a classic Doomsday deck back in the day before Thassa's Oracle was printed. D.D.F.T was what they called Doomsday decks because it stood for Doomsday Fetchland Tendrils. And it was a storm deck where basically you had a cantrip in hand, you made 3 black mana for Doomsday, and then you would do things like make your pile Infernal Contract, and then draw Petal, LED, Burning Wish. And so you can imagine that you're like paying for Infernal Contract, you're drawing this, you're using 1 extra mana, Petal, Burning Wish, crack these, and then all of a sudden you like Burning Wish for Tendrils. You know, pretty intense plays that you really have to get things going correctly for the stars to align. It was a really hard deck, and even when you played it well, it wasn't that good. But Doomsday Frog Tamiyo is playing MH3 cards, and that's way better. So what this is kind of like a hybrid tempo Doomsday deck. You've got your Dark Grits, your Doomsday, your Thassa's Oracle as like your plan A to combo into a win. But then we also have Psychic Frog, 3 of them, and 3 Tamiyo. So what this means is that we also have a fair access to win the game au naturel. But the 2 plans actually play together pretty nicely. One thing that, obviously Tamiyo, if you ultimate and you're drawing half your deck, it's hard to lose, especially when you have a combo finish. So that part's nice. But little things like the flip Tamiyo of return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to hand if it's a green, add 1 mana of any color. Edge of Autumn just happens to be a green sorcery. So this little thing, like where in your pile, if we can -3 a Tamiyo, we can make an extra mana as we're drawing through and regrow Edge of Autumn as like an extra card draw and extra mana to go through our pile. Night's Whisper is a pretty good card at, turning through your post-Doomsday 5-card pile, but it's also really good at flipping a Tamiyo. Similarly, Psychic Frog is great at just connecting and drawing cards, but also after you've cast a Doomsday, really what you want to do most is crack into the top card of your library. Psychic Frog, when it connects, you draw a card. So all these things let the deck play really nicely together. Also, we've got like Lotus Petals, so you can play Psychic Frog ahead of schedule. Again, there's like little micro synergies that play nicely together. Now, over in the sideboard, we've got 2 Consigned to Memory, 1 Brazen Borrower, or 2 Brazen Borrower, 2 Force of Negation, a Harbinger of the Seas, 2 Fatal Push to supplement the 2 in the main deck, 4 Barrowglyph, which is a really powerful magic card, Death Touch Lifelink, and it's basically Tarmogoyf stat block with Death Touch and Lifelink, and then whenever it deals combat damage, you can mill that many cards, and if you do, you can put a creature card among them into your hand. So in post-board configurations where we have both Barrowglyph and Doomsday in the deck, we can connect with the Barrowglyph, mill our post-Doomsday pile, mill over Thassa's Oracle, and just draw it back to hand. So again, that's just a super powerful line that we have access to. Now, this Horizon of Progress is just another way to kind of crack into the pile, but I just realized that Tamiyo is a wizard, and Thassa's Oracle is a wizard, and Harbinger of the Seas is a wizard. And that's enough wizards that I'm going to do a Cavern over that Modern Horizons land. So Cavern's back in kind of as a on-the-fly deck change, which I love to do. We've got a Cling to Dust in the main deck. It's just another way to draw a card. It's a little bit of main deck graveyard hate as well. Like say we're playing against Rescaminator, and the only way we can lose is they reanimate like a giant creature. We can just have our top card be Cling to Dust, draw into it, and wait. Just all these little things that let the deck kind of work cohesively together. Only 1 Thoughtseize to supplement the force of the 4 days and 4 Force of Will as far as protection goes. But that's kind of an acknowledgement that the format is super fast, and you've got your Rescaminator decks, your Eldrazi decks. You don't really have too much time to be just sitting around Thoughtseizing people. And so only 1 of them, and it's really just as a card for the pile, if nothing else. So yeah, I'm excited to battle this tonight. Let's D.D.F.T some people. See you all for round one. Okay, we're here for round one. We're against Sea-Waj, who I actually played in a league earlier today, and they were on Blue-Black Rescaminator. I think I keep this hand without knowing anything else. It's got kind of a dead card in Oracle, but I can always pitch it to Frog. It's got Frog and Fatal Push to handle like the Frog battles. Let's keep on 7. I think I'm going to go Underground Sea Ponder to start. Opponent mulling to 6, to 5, to 4, perhaps? No, just 5 it looks like, but they're thinking about it. Okay, opponent has kept their 5-card hand. Let's do that Underground Sea Ponder business. Okay, Dark Writ we don't really need. Fatal Push we already have one. Another Ponder isn't the worst. I think they actually shuffle this though. I don't know if I want like Ponder Fatal Push over like 2 random cards like Daze or something would be way better. Okay, well I drew the Dark Writ, which I didn't really want, but you know, what you gonna do? Okay, so opponent's going for the try to wasteland me out of the game plan. Not a bad plan. But I have drawn a Tamiyo. Which I will play. What do they do? Okay, they're forcing my Tamiyo, which feels pretty good. I think I'm going to cycle in response in case I draw into a Force or Daze. Okay, well, I drew into a Cavern, which I could have, you know, caverned out the Tamiyo, but life's not perfect. Kind of funny, I have all these wizards around, but, oh, they're not on Rescaminator, they're on Delver. I was going to say, it looks like I'm probably going to do an uncounterable Frog play on my turn. Right, just go Cavern on Frog, Frog. And ignore all these wizards. One's thinking on their Ponder. They kept it. I draw a natural black source. Okay, I didn't. I was gonna say, if I draw a natural black source, I was gonna do that for the Frog instead of the Cavern. But as it stands, Cavern on Frog, Frog. And then I'm not too concerned about Lightning Bolt, because if they Lightning Bolt me, then I can just discard Oracle and Dark Writ. Molten Collapse, however, does destroy the Frog. Nothing I can do about that. It is not damage-based removal at all. Another Frog is actually pretty nice. I could Brainstorm, but I think if I miss, that's really bad for me. I'd much rather get the Frog down now guaranteed, and I feel like if I Brainstorm, I've been in this situation enough times to know that the odds of Brainstorm missing are frequent and devastating enough that I don't want to just like lose the game here and now because that didn't go exactly right. The card I'm most concerned about for my opponent right now is Murktide Regent. That's the card that would tangle the best against my Frog, although right now they could get it to a 7/7 at most. And I'll have 5 cards in hand, which would make this a 6 power. Okay, let's... Oh, Unearth is really nice because I can unearth some of my stuff. I guess I'll exile cards connect first. So exile Ponder, Underground Sea, Polluted Delta. And I'm just going to connect before anything else, because if I can get this Tamiyo into play before I Brainstorm, that's what I want to do. Can I draw a natural black source here? Oh, or that. Although this Tamiyo I won't be able to get into play before brainstorming as is anyway, so let's brainstorm. What's opponent thinking about? Dazing me? I wouldn't recommend it. Forcing my brainstorm. Okay. Oh, that happens. Force pitch daze. Okay, so yep, nothing I can do there. Passing the turn. Ponder. Okay, so opponent will not be able to Murktide this turn. And as it stands, will not be able to answer my frog. But that could be subject to change if they have like... They have Unholy Heat. I guess I pitch my hand. Okay, they chose to not shuffle with Ponder, and now they're brainstorming. Okay, they wanted the creature in the yard. They wanted to get their DRC Delirium active. See how they brainstorm? Okay, another lens. They have nothing in hand. Let's see how far we can take this frog. Force of Will's a nice draw. Okay, so let's attack first. I don't think I'm going to discard anything yet. Doomsday, okay, that's kind of funny. I will play this Tamiyo. And I'm just going to take the hit from Darcy here. Not super worried about it. 2 frog, huh? Now what do I do? I do not force the frog. I think I'm going to tangle with the frog because I want to force the Murktide. And they can't block me because I can just discard a card. And once I connect, I can crack the clue and flip Tamiyo. Drawing a force for turn. Also, of note, this brainstorm would have whiffed. I've drawn a lot of non-lands in a row. And you can see why getting that frog down on that turn was really important. So if opponent blocks, I will discard this Oracle. Okay, they're giving it flying. Not sure how that helps. Okay, they've chosen not to block. Draw an 8th card. Ponder. Well, that will also flip Tamiyo and might find us a land, so I'm going to go that way. It did find us a land. Now, not exactly the land I want, but it's, I think, good enough. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, no shuffle, flip Tamiyo, plus Tamiyo, play land, and I think I'm going to actually keep this Tamiyo on top. Yeah, it's good to have around. It's a good force pitch. They're discarding so that their frog is large enough to connect. They're going to deal a total of 3 damage on this turn. They're sending all 3 of that damage at me. Dangerous. Okay. They've drawn a card because they've connected with Frog. Now I draw this. I have a Brainstorm on top of my library. I know about that because of the ponder I set up. So my plan here, I'm gonna discard. Actually, I'm not gonna discard with this. I'll discard with the one I unearth. So I'll attack here. I'm gonna draw this Brainstorm. I'm not really in the market for casting Doomsday this game. Even though I didn't think about it, I could have probably just won with Doomsday. And then like drawn a card to combo off. I could also do it now, but there's no reason to play into something for no reason. Or let me think. So I have Oracle. So I could go Darkrit, Doomsday, go to 4 life, Brainstorm, and then I go I could get an Edge of Autumn and then like return it with Tamiyo to make extra mana. And I can Brainstorm into like land and Petal. Yeah, okay. I've convinced myself to Doomsday. Also so that it's sideboard for Doomsday. Kind of want to show them this because I'm planning on cutting it postboard. Because Doomsday is actually quite bad against the Delver deck. You can go Darkrit, Doomsday. I'm going to do Edge. I have not played a land this turn. So Edge, Underground Sea. I also have the Unearth. I'll do a Lotus Petal. And I'll do a Street Wraith. Even though it does put me to 2 life, but if they... I don't think they can answer this stuff here. And... maybe... Oh, I can also grab the Polluted Delta. Because, yeah, I can... I'm going to get 2 petals. So 1 draw step, draw step 3, 4. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, so... finish searching, sure. So this one and this one are on the bottom. I'm going to Brainstorm into these 3 cards. So I Brainstorm here. Doesn't really matter to me what opponent does. Because I can force, they have 1 spell available to cast, and I can force anything. I should have done this pre-combat, to be clear, because it's way cleaner. But I'm also not too concerned about it. So I'll put away Fatal Push, and I'll put away Tamiyo. And I'll just Force Pitch Force. So I play out the land. I crack this. I go to 3 life. Maybe they bolt me, and I can Force of Will. Not yet. Okay, so I'll cycle, sacrificing the island. This is Tamiyo being cute here, because Tamiyo is going to net me an extra mana too. So I go -3, return Edge of Autumn to my hand. I don't really need this per se, but it is nice. It's just extra insurance. So it lets me unearth even if something goes wrong. Out of a mana of any color, I'll make that blue. And then I'll edge cycle, sacrificing the Undercity Sewers. Drew the other Tamiyo. So now I can play out my Lotus Petal. I can cast Oracle, and for some reason this doesn't work. I can unearth it. And I have Force of Will backup. Easy peasy. Okay, so sideboarding. As I mentioned, I do not want Doomsdays in the deck. I don't want these. Don't want this. Maybe want that. Could probably afford to cut like at least a Force in the Days. Don't want LED. I'm okay with these cards. Not like super hot on Cling to Dust and stuff, but at least not against it. The cards I actively want are these 10. And so I can also, I think, cut like 2 Dark Rits because all I have is Barrowglyphs to Dark Rit into, and it's not as crazy to Dark Rit into a Barrowglyph as it is to Dark Rit into a Doomsday in the matchups where that's good. So cutting 2 Dark Rituals makes sense to me. I'm cutting 1 Daze, 1 Force. I think that on the play, I'd probably, if we get to a game 3, cut this last Force to bring in the 4th Daze. But as it stands, I think I like this configuration. Time to submit. Daze is staring at us all over the screen. Daze, Daze. Liliana. I like this hand quite a bit. It's got an Oracle that I honestly should have cut, probably. But it's a creature with text, maybe. A blue card for Force of Will, maybe. But the short of it is that this hand has Island Swamp, like basic lands. It has Tamiyo as a turn 1 threat. It has Fatal Push as a turn 1 answer. And it has Night's Whisper to flip Tamiyo. So this is a really good, like, if you even like cut Oracle out of the hand, this is a really good 6. I didn't even mention the Ponder it has. Opponent leads on Thoughtseize. That's a little bit unfortunate. Tamiyo's probably getting taken here. If I were my opponent, I would take Tamiyo. Yeah. So I guess my best draw is a Tamiyo or Unearth. Hey, found it. Can't Thoughtseize the top of the deck. What are they gonna do now? Be like, what the hell? Thoughtseize bug. There's an unconfirmed rumor about Thoughtseizing someone, making them more likely to draw that next card on Magic Online. However, in all of the paper matches I've played, I've also noticed that Thoughtseizing my opponent makes them more likely to draw that exact card. And so I'm thinking that perhaps it is not the Thoughtseize bug, but just kind of a confirmation bias every time this happens. Because say I'm playing like 9 4-ofs in the deck, and you've discarded a card, I'm like maybe 10% chance to draw it, which means 10% of the time, I'm like drawing the card that Thoughtseize took. I'll try to Night's Whisper. Is this a Bowmaster? Please don't be. Ah, shoot. That's not what I wanted. Let's have Unearth and Brainstorm. Tamiyo down. Sad. Okay. Well, I did draw an Unearth, and I have this Fatal Push, so feeling pretty good. Not like crushing it, but feeling okay. Let's start with an Unearth on Tamiyo. Tim Tam. And then I'll just pass the turn. On my opponent's turn, the AppNap priority will mean that Tamiyo flips before the Orc Army triggers go through. So I can fade a damage here either way. Delver. Yep. Okay, I think I'm going to try to flip this Tamiyo. Alright, so I did draw Fetchland. Very fortunate. Okay, I'll put away Oracle and I'll redraw Ponder. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to redraw something. So let's see where they throw these triggers. If they throw them at Tamiyo, then they're going to be disappointed. If they throw them at my face, then they know what they're doing. Triggers are going at me. They know what they're doing. Okay. Disappointing, but manageable. Let's start by plussing Tamiyo. Play this out. I will Fatal Push the Giant Army. Okay, that gets Force of Willed. Yeah, I'll try that again. And then I'll play a Spellbomb. Just because I have nothing else I can do with my mana right now. If Delver doesn't flip, then I'm not taking any damage this turn. If Delver does flip, I'm taking 2 damage. Delver does not flip. Very nice. So I could edge here, but I don't really want the extra damage to hit. Or would I rather have the card? Yeah, because if they hit Tamiyo, that'd just be so sad for me. I think I just let this Wasteland happen. I can rebuy the Fatal Push. Murky? Oh no. Yeah, it's murky. In all of its 5/5 glory. So these ones do not deal any damage, which is nice. So I think I have to regrow a Fatal Push. Is that worth it? And also, I can +2 here. I think I'm going to plus for one more turn and try to use this frog to stave off some violence. Hopefully Delver doesn't flip to anything good. Oh, that's pretty good. I don't think I can beat that. Yeah. I don't believe we're beating that lightning bolt. I can give it flying, block, discard, discard, discard. That's not enough because I'll take 2 from the aberration, and then 3 from the bolt, and I'll have pitched my hand, which is just revealing information to my opponent. So we're going to concede this. Let's go into game 3. Okay, so did not see any of my baroglyphs. Sure would have liked to. Harbinger of the Sea might actually be a cute little card to get in here. I can play it over Oracle. And do I want Edge or Dark Rit or Force more? I think I'm going to play a 3rd Force and just kind of try to like protect my creatures a little bit better. Take advantage of the fact that I'm on the play, be a little bit of an aggressor. I also want to note that, you know, it's the classic thing of round 1, you play the worst matchup, right? So I'm playing Doomsday and all of a sudden it's, boom, Delver, take it. So this is a pretty easy keep in my opinion. Got turn 2 Frog off of basics if I want it, if I want that. I probably do. I could have led on the Polluted Delta for Swamp and like fetched and then immediately Cling to Dust to draw a card. But I think I'm more interested in pitching my opponents or getting rid of like some of my opponent's stuff with this Cling to Dust. I'm going to Brainstorm on the end step here. I'm going to get rid of this Dark Rit, I believe. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of Dark Rit. And then I'm going to play basic Swamp here. And get this Frog into play. Might get forced. It does. I cannot daze that. But I can live. I can move on. Lorien Reveal Cycle. Getting their own land. An Underground Sea. Okay. That, to me, makes it smell like Bowmaster. But I have dazes. Thoughtseize, huh? Okay. I mean, I can't double daze it because I only have 1 island in play. But it happens. I'm not that concerned about whatever they take. All things being equal here, if I'm left with the Borrower, I might do kind of a land pass play. And if they wasteland me, I'll go to cast Borrower. And if they interact with that, like counter it or whatever, then I can daze returning the land. Okay, they took the Borrower, so I don't have that luxury anymore. But I will play this Underground Sea and pass the turn. On their end step, I'll do the Cling to Dust play. I kind of just want to see what they do before I move. Okay, they played a land now. They're brainstorming. Yep, I'm going to let them brainstorm. Opponent took a minute to resolve their brainstorm, but they did. Also, I'm a little bit behind on time, so who am I to judge? So now I can go for this play, where I think I hit their... Try to hit their sorceries. I can like hit Lorien here, and then I can hit Thoughtseize too. They let that happen, so I guess I let it happen as well. Fatal Push is not a bad draw. I'm going to play out this Petal just so I can hardcast Daze around a Daze. Which is a little bit of a weird situation to be in. I would often kind of hold this Petal back, but because I want to cast that 2-drop, I am Gonna go that way about it. Frog is in. And Frog is getting pushed. Frog is out. Barrowglyph. Fantastic. I'm going to defend this thing like my life depends on it. Because it does. It's in though. Wow. Didn't expect that. Cool. Okay, let's try to ride this thing to victory. Molten Collapse, absolutely not. Fastest force I could ever force. Now that said, I don't have a second layer of protection because I have mana up. So it depends upon what they have left in their hand. The fact that they're thinking makes me think that maybe they have like a Force and a Murktide or something like that. I don't know. But I really do want this Barrowglyph to stick around. Barrowglyph and I are friends. Despite whatever this Molten Collapse thinks. Wow, that stuck around. Okay, so now I'm going to daze this Delver because Barrowglyph does not trample. And now I have kind of a carte blanche way to get in there and attack, mill a bunch of cards. Drew another daze too, which is really nice. Okay, so let's hit, mill ourselves, find something good. Well, we milled 5 cards. None of them were creatures, but we still connected really nicely. Got up to 22 life. Opponent down to 11. Opponent's now pondering. So if they find a Molten Collapse, I will daze it. If they find a Murktide, I will daze that too. They chose not to shuffle. Psychic Frog, huh? I don't really want them to have a frog either. So, daze. It worked. I have been notably playing around daze, so if my opponent has a daze right now, it's very likely that I haven't given them a good opportunity to use it. So this cavern, I might, like if I draw or mill over right now a Psychic Frog, I might do Cavern on Frog, so I'm holding back on my land drop. Okay, well, I milled more cards, none of which were a creature, so that's fine. I am way up at 27 life, which is really where I want to be. Also, I think the creature density in the rest of my deck is pretty high, given the fact that I've milled 10 cards to hit 0 creatures. Okay, now my opponent has a DRC. Perhaps they have like a DRC and a Bolt in their hand? Okay, well, whatever they do, I'll follow up with a, at minimum, caverned out Barrowglyph. So we're looking pretty good. Let's see if they allow me to connect. Black mana. Dismember? Dismember is not going to work the way they want. Or I guess it will work, because they'll turn this into a 0/1. Yeah. And then they get to block it with Darcy. Going to 1 life. So now they've made me a 0/1 Barrowglyph. They block it with Darcy. It's dead. Very sad. Now I play. And so now that this is truly not going to get countered, I think that I'm going to name Frog with this one. Because I have 3 or 2 more Psychic Frogs in the deck, 2 more Barrowglyphs, but Hmm. Or I'll name Thurgoyf. Why not? Make it uncounterable. And just in case I draw more, I think that this is like my best card. I talked myself into it. I had briefly convinced myself Frog was my best card, but Barrowglyph is my best card. This DRC has to attack. And opponents at 1. And they conceded. We got the match. We beat Delver. Good job, Doomsday. Or should I say, good job, Barrowglyph. Cool. We're 1-0. I'll see you all for round 2. Hello, we're back for round 2. Won the die roll. We're against Sven 745, who I believe is likely on Blue-Black Rescaminator. I'm going to keep this hand, even though it doesn't have any face-up answers to the Blue-Black Rescaminator menace. Basically, it has a Tamiyo, turn 1. I'm going to intentionally fetch a non-basic land here, because I kind of hope that my opponent wastelands me, because I'm pretty land heavy, and I want to slow the game down and get this Tamiyo rolling. So even though I could do basic from the get-go, I kind of want to encourage aggressive wastelanding of me. See what they do. Griefing me. Pitching Archon of Cruelty, which is kind of nice. It's one less thing to worry about. But it does mean I'm likely going to lose both of my spells in hand. But Grief is a good reason to not mulligan, because if I'm mulliganing to like a particular set of spells in hand, then all of a sudden they get stripped by Grief Reanimate. But now I would just have, instead of a lower card count in hand, I just have a bunch of lands, which is fine. Not a big deal. Found a Doomsday, which is kind of fun. Let's attack. And I think end of turn, I'll crack this clue to draw a card. I just kind of want to leave mana open because I want to keep this draw step as ambiguous as possible. Opponent's crashing into me. And might have something up their sleeve for second main phase. No, they do not. Let's draw a card. Another Tamiyo. Now they've brainstormed. Oh, maybe they think I was leaving up Bowmaster. So I was able to delay this brainstorm. See? Leaving up the clue was nice. Cling to Dust is really good against the Reanimator Menace. So let's attack first. I think that given that I now found a Cling to Dust, I'm going to delay another turn off of flipping this Tamiyo. Like, I could flip it off of Cling plus cracking the clue, but I'm pretty interested in holding up Cling and also using the clue this turn, just as a natural card draw. Opponent kept a card on top of their library. Wonder what that means. Well, Grief is in, we know that much. Wasteland. Brago. So now I'm going to crack this clue. Fatal Push. That's a pretty solid draw. So on the end step, or there's no reason to Fatal Push into days here, is there? Or, you know, to throw this thing right into days? I don't think so. I think I'm not under enough pressure that I need to worry about that. And I drew a natural swamp, which is pretty nice. Okay, so let's start off. I'm gonna see here. I have trying to figure out whether or not I can play the tap land or not. I think I'm gonna start off by attacking with Tamiyo, because they might do some sort of like make it fly, block, pump thing. They didn't, but they might have. Now I can fatal push the frog. That got forced pitching a daze. Okay. Now things are getting serious. So I think I will crack this for an underground sea. And then I will surveil. Thoughtseize is not a card I want right now. I've only drawn one card this turn, so Cling will not flip Tamiyo. Otherwise I would do that. Now I'm just kind of holding back. I want to make sure that I don't get reanimated on. Wastelanding me, huh? I don't care for that at all. So, like maybe Frog is getting, or Grief is getting reanimated here. Okay, so Cling to Dust is now coming in handy. If they are smart, they're going to exile 3 cards to prevent me from getting life. They could have done that. They did not. Now they're wasting me. Okay, now I've drawn a land. So I could leave Tamiyo back this turn and just cast Doomsday, go to 5. Then I take the hit from Grief, go to 2, and I just block Frog. And then they're only going to be able to draw 1 card. As long as I play through days, then I'm in good shape, and I can cycle. And yeah, I think that's the play here. So I'm going to cast Doomsday, go to 5 life. I'm going to get Oracle. I'm going to get Cavern. I'm going to get Basic Island. I'm going to get Edge of Autumn. And Unearth, why not? So second card down is going to be Oracle. So I'm going to go Island on the bottom because I can fetch for it. Cavern. Unearth. Oracle. Edge. And now I just hang back and I block the frog. Opponents, I think, reading through my deck. They're on a long pause. And I wrote down my pile so that I have it as a reference off the screen. It's always pretty embarrassing when you don't remember what order like you put like your 3rd and 4th cards in or whatever. writing down your pile is pretty useful. In paper, sometimes something I'll do is I'll write like symbols if I can like predetermine symbols for common cards. And I can just like write down 5 symbols that won't make sense to my opponent. Because notes are public information. But if I just write down those 5 symbols in paper, then I can reference that. I haven't come up with like a set of symbols that I use with any sort of consistency, but at least it's a plan. What can they do? I guess the draws that beat me here are like Brazen Bar or Fatal Push. You're wondering if I block? I block. Don't worry. Block. Okay, yeah, that doesn't matter. I win. So I'll float black here because it does not matter. And then crack this to draw a card. I draw the Oracle. And then I fetch. And I go to 2 cards in library. 1 life. Land, land. Oracle. And then that wins. Cool. Got game 1 against Rescaminator. Bit of a slog, but we got there. And I want to keep in the Doomsdays. Probably not. Like they're pretty, especially since I won with Doomsday in game 1. Probably pretty well equipped to try to shred that post board. So the cards I want to cut look like this, I think. Thoughtseize is like not great as well. Considers okay. So these 9 I'm not like super in love with. Force and Days are like solid, of course. I want these 6, 7, 8 for sure. I could bring in 1 Brazen Borrower. Could also cut a Dooms or a Dark Writ for the 2nd Brazen Borrower. Think I can get them with a Harbinger? No, because Troll can cycle for basic Swamp. Not too likely to lock them out that way. I do probably want a Thoughtseize over a 3rd Dark Writ, though I think that Thoughtseize is going to be better. Because the game is very 2-drop focused. So I will run it like this. On the draw for game 2, since we won game 1, opponent's figuring out whether or not they want to go first. They do, but they're working on it. Hand is pretty well balanced. I'll keep it. Again, not really looking to mulligan against the grief deck. Having Fatal Push is pretty nice. I drew another Force as well. So I think I'm going to run out a Lotus Petal just so I can just play things around days. I'll ponder. Cling, Sewers. Cling to Dust is pretty good. As is drawing a land. Just because I'm expecting to get wastelanded some amount of the time. So yeah, I'll hold on to the Cling to Dust and I'll draw 1 more land and then I'll fetch on my next turn. Let's see if they entomb. Island, that's not very entomby of them. Troll cycling is kind of entomby of them to do. Getting a basic swamp. Are they going to try to reanimate the troll? Because I will cling it to dust. No, they are not. Okay. This looks like Bowmaster. I had to be a gambling man. So I will start with a ponder here. And then once they Bowmaster, I will push it. Yeah, that's could smell that Bowmaster from a mile away. They're gonna force this? They are. I'll force back. They care enough to force it, I'm probably right to force back. Do not want any of those. I didn't want those. Why'd I get more? Not what I wanted. Okay, so now I have Cling to Dust as a way to prevent reanimation on either Bowmaster or Troll. But in more likelihood, I'm just going to pass with this Lotus Petal up. Night's Whisper. Okay. Playing a land first. Maybe I shouldn't have, but I wanted to play around Days and I didn't want to waste the fetch land yet. I thought I shuffled this. These were those cards I didn't want off that ponder. Yuck. They're cycling another troll. It is nice that this Cling to Dust will help me prevent these things from coming out of the graveyard. They're getting rid of Fatal Push, so they're just kind of looking for reanimation spells now. And hitting me for 1. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Two, 3, 4. Grief, huh? Okay, this is kind of a weird spot, but I think that I'm going to Cling the Bowmaster to gain life, and then let the troll grief my force of will. Or let the grief take my force of will, is what I meant to say. I don't want to draw a random good card right now and get it griefed away, but putting Cling in my graveyard is not the worst. Because I can still use it from the graveyard because I have a pretty stocked graveyard. And I drew a Barrowglyph. Well then. I think I'm going to do that instead. And now I can fetch Surveil land at the end of turn under City Sewers. I do have a little bit of a shields down moment with regard to reanimation here, but what can you do? Otherwise, it would just be hold up 4 mana indefinitely while getting beaten down for 4 mana. Or 4 damage a turn. That's not feasible. So I had my play was forced here on the Barrowglyph. They chose not to shuffle with Ponder. So Animate Dead is coming. Frog is coming down. Okay. Well, gross. We deal. Grief coming in. Pain. I can make this Barrowglyph a 5/6 at instant speed by cracking this petal, just putting it in my yard. Not sure how much it's going to come up, but it could. Let's Surveil at end of turn. Do not want more lands. I'm good on lands, I promise you. Ponder. Okay. That's really good. Another Barrowglyph is also really good. No shuffle. I'll play this because I would crack it if this connects. I'm probably not going to be able to connect with this, but I will crack if I can. Okay, yep, as anticipated. Not connecting, but I am getting life. Then you play another Goyf. The Force of Will on top. All of a sudden, that doesn't look so bad. When it's brainstorming. What will they find? Again, I do have potential 5/6 Baraglyphs, but I'm trying not to use this pedal for no reason. So they're brainstorming and then they're pondering to kind of shuffle those cards away. They shuffled their library. They have fresh cards. They can leap this frog over my Goyf, which they're pretty likely to do given the opportunity. Now they're probably thinking about how they want to use the frog. Like, do they pitch cards to make it fly over? Do they attacking? Are they blocking? How does this look as a race? Do they just need to draw things and hope to like find an animate dead for troll? There's lots of things they're considering. Okay, so they are leaping the frog. The frog now has flying. So Baraglyph cannot block. But it can look menacing. Not literal menace like Grief over here, but menacing as a big mouth on top of a spooky looking guy. Yeah, at this point, do I want the Force? Maybe. See what they finish the turn with. Reanimate there. Yeah, I think I want the Force then. Another reanimation? Oh boy, okay. I don't think I want that Force anymore. Opponent is real low on life though. These guys are small now. There's no more creatures in the graveyard. See here, I could draw a Brazen Borrower and just be smooth sailing. Did draw another land though. The smooth sailing would be too easy. So I'll target my Force of Will and I'll pitch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not Fatal Push, I'll pick Night's Whisper. I'm just trying to draw a card. Getting a little traction. Brainstorm is a great pickup. Okay, Thoughtseize and Daze. Brainstorm. Daze doesn't look good, Thoughtseize doesn't look good. These trolls are way too menacing. Literally. I think that I have to brainstorm again. Yeah, I just want to understand what the turn looks like before I attack with at least one Baraglyph, probably both. Fatal Push, that's really good for me. Okay. Then I'll redraw Brainstorm on top. Basically, Fatal Push is going to let me kill this frog. Which will put a creature in the graveyard. Attack, attack. They should block if they know it's good for them. They do know it's good for them. Okay, so kill the frog. Perhaps. Can it be done? No, the frog has been dazed. Or the push has been dazed. But I do gain a ton of life this turn. Way back up to 18 now, opponent's still at 5. And I have a Brainstorm on top of my library. So I'm taking 4 now. I could probably Cling to Dust first and then follow up with the Brainstorm. Depends what I'm most afraid of right now. If I want to dig deeper, that's probably the play. Because I know I don't love my next card. But I have 2 more cards after that. Let's see what we got. Oh, Fatal Push. Nice. So I can put the Misty on top. I can Fatal Push the Frog. Oh man. This is not going as intended here. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of this Fatal Push. I'm just trying to draw cards now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll pitch Little Delta, Brainstorm, Fatal Push, Ponder, Force of Will. Draw this Misty. I don't even think that this finds anything. This Misty doesn't even find land, but it does shuffle my library. Or they pitch with the Force. They pitched a Brainstorm. Okay. Discarded a land to pump the Frog. Makes sense. Taking 5, going to 9. Maybe 6. Okay, I'm taking 6, going to 8. No, I'm going to be fetching to 7 life here, so. Cling eating a creature might end up becoming relevant. But yeah, I need to shuffle my library, even though I cannot find anything. All 4 dazes are still in there, it's pretty funny. Barrowglyph. Fantastic. I cannot cast it, because if I do, I lose. Opponent can attack me for 7 with these 2 creatures. That's unfortunate. What do I do? I guess I hang back. And I'll Cling if they go for lethal. I'll like make them try to discard the card to go for lethal, I guess. Yeah, because I'm at 7. That blocks. They discard a card. Yeah, I will eat my Goyf. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm also gonna exile Brainstorm, Brainstorm, Delta, Misty, Fatal Push. I guess now I don't die. Barely. And I do have more outs of drawing good cards, I suppose. Gonna have to be really good. I'm also down on time, so I should be cognizant of that. Playing a fair match followed after I made a long pile turn, so that's how it goes. I mean, I have plenty of time. I'll have like 8 minutes for game 3. But even still, that's not a ton of time if I'm playing super slowly. Chose to not shuffle with Ponder. Okay, Tamiyo is actually solid, I think. play these two creatures and I'll F6. That's all I got. What do you have, opponent? Do you have like a Fatal Push? Yeah, that'll do it. I am going to F6 here just to have them take a little bit more of their own clock, so that if I play way faster in game 3, I am in a good place. Oh, concede. Oops. I should have gone faster on that. They're just doing a info surgical. So they got their info surgical off. So given that, maybe I bring in 2 Doomsdays and the Oracle and the Edge. And I bring in all these Dark Roots again. Kind of like that. Super threat dense against them. Yeah, 2 Doomsday seems fine. And then I can trim on... Probably not Dazes. I could cut the Borrowers. Could cut the Thoughtseize. And keep a Borrower. I could have a 3rd Doomsday in. I'll play a 3rd Doomsday. Okay. I dare you, opponent, to answer all these threats. Okay. Dark Rit Tamiyo is not quite a play, but keep. Given that I have no way to make natural black right now, I'm just going to fetch Underground Sea and Tamiyo. Or, sorry, no way to make natural swamp. So just playing out the Tamiyo. The Daze is a good draw here, so I do get Wastelanded, which I don't really mind. So now I attack. And I'm just going to Brainstorm to flip Tamiyo. I think that's way too good to not just do here. Because, ooh, Fatal Pushes galore, huh? Well, I'll put a push and I'll put Ponder on top of my library in case I get griefed. So I'm going to need to Ponder. And I'll +2. So now I'm putting them under pressure of I'm going to try to end the game with my Tamiyo ultimate. The ultimate Tamiyo. They are free to Ponder because I'm going to want to Ponder and protect it with Daze. They griefing me? Okay, I'm just going to let them grief me. It might take my days, but I want this land in play to start the turn. And knowing that I have a pile of pushes is not like the biggest deal. Just means I'm going to be hard to attack into, which I already knew. Yep, it took my days. And I'm going to see if I can't get this Tamiyo up to 6 this turn, though. Let's Ponder first. They have a counter spell. Yep. Okay. Tamiyo up to 6. So they're back to no permanence on the field. Do they have reanimate for grief? Looks like they do. Okay, so not ideal because I'm going to draw a Fatal Push right now. And they're going to take the Dark Writ, maybe? Leave me with a billion Fatal Pushes. So if I'm -3 to draw Brainstorm, it's probably the best case because I'll like have 4. I really want to change the texture of my hand with 4 Fatal Pushes. They took a Fatal Push. Oh, they have Surgical? That would be so gross given that my draw step is... Okay. Well, I'm going to grab the Brainstorm. If I lose Tamiyo, I lose Tamiyo. Please don't surgical my Fatal Pushes. Please, please, please. It'd be the grossest thing in the world. Okay, Daze is the second grossest thing in the world. Well, I guess I lose Tamiyo, which is a big bummer. I was pretty close to ultimating her. But game's not over. I could draw a black source and start Fatal Pushing things. Got so many Fatal Pushes. Push Fatal, they say. There we go. So I'll do this in upkeep, fetch, and I guess I'll fetch now. And push this grief. Yeah. Maybe I should have waited for upkeep, but I was just trying to make sure I didn't get like stifled or something randomly. A lot of ways that things can go wrong in this game of Magic the Gathering. Another fetch land is pretty nice because now these pushes are on. Capital O on. Bowmaster, huh? I think I'm gonna Dark Writ, and then I can pop the Clue and Fatal Push the Bowmaster. Yeah. Okay. So we're fighting. Too bad Tamiyo never made it, but she's a fighter too. And step fetch the Undercity Sewers. Look at the top of the deck. I don't think I want to land right now. I need action. Unearth is action for sure. Let's ponder first. Another Bowmaster, okay. So I can Fatal Push this, and I will. And what did we find? Baragorf, Doomsday, Night's Whisper? Great. So I'll draw the Doomsday, and then I'll have Baragorf on top. Because I'm not really in the market to get this Doomsday cast. I am kind of trying to play around days right now. So if I get griefed here, I'm totally fine. Like, I don't really want a Doomsday right now. I will block. Got another Bowmaster, you've got another Bowmaster. Another Bowmaster is confirmed. But better to know now than get burned. Okay, now I'm under 5 minutes on the clock. Not great. But I do have a Barrogoyf, potentially. Great, I do have a Barrogoyf. As long as it doesn't die, I'm in good shape. I'm just brainstorming, probably trying to make my Barrogoyf die. I'm going to F6, because... or, I don't know. I'll turn off auto yields. I was thinking about saving time on the clock, but I just don't want this to be known that I don't have a daze. Wasteland. You're gonna use it? Hold it up. What you got, Sven? Hardest decision of the game? What are you doing? Don't fetch. Dothy Voidwalker, okay, that's not so bad. Now you waste me? Okay, they're playing around days here. But no, that's a Doomsday, not a days. Now I can't mill, or I can mill, I still get the cards back, I believe. Yeah, because it just looks at the cards, so. Yeah, let's attack. Not a coward. We connect. And we'll mill. And did not hit any creatures. So sad. Knight's Whisper, draw some cards. Oh, shoot. Bowmaster. Ah, that was dumb. Now this army is bigger than my Barrogoyf. That was a boneheaded play. Don't know what I was thinking. Well, I was thinking that Bowmaster wasn't around. That's what I was thinking. But no, Bowmaster's here to stay. Okay, I'm actually, if that's how they attack, I'm pretty okay with that. Because now, yeah, put me to 4. What are you doing now? A frog. Not so bad. Okay. That's not really what I want, but it's not the worst either. Let's attack. See if we connect. I'm going to be getting 4 life, which is nice. They're thinking about blocks. It's a tough spot. Like, both these creatures are very valuable. I don't want to lose them. Opponent has blocked with Bowmaster. Okay, I'm going to fetch, go to 7, and play an Oracle. See if I want the card on top of my library. Dark Rit, Doomsday? No. No interest in those. I need something like a Fatal Push. More Barrogoyfs. Stuff like that. This is a lethal attack, so I have to block. Which of course means Frog can get through impunity. And they're pumping it up a little bit, making it even scarier for me. Maximally scary. Making me take 6. Ouch. Got a 1. They've drawn a card. Can I win this? It's gonna be tough. Brainstorm's a start. I'm gonna brainstorm before I attack because I can mill cards. I can mill cards I don't want. Yeah, here we go. So mill the 2 Doomsdays. I think the Dust is also a really good card to have drawn. Because now I'm not necessarily straight up dead to an attack if I can like find a Fatal Push for this Orc Army or something. So I will mill. Yes. I will take Tamiyo. Okay. I can play Tamiyo. Yeah, I'm just kind of trying to go a little slow just so I don't throw this for no reason. And I don't think I fetch. I think I just kind of hold back. Yeah. Okay. Don't Fatal Push me. No. It's really mean of you. I don't want you to do that. Hurtful. Okay, so here... I guess I have to find... I don't know what I can find. Like, I can see how they attack. They might not go for the whole shebang attack. They might just attack with a little bit. Nope. Whole shebang's coming in. Rude. Okay. What do I exile? I'm dead to damage, so I have to exile like an instant or sorcery. I guess I'll do this. Lotus Petal? Yeah, that's not going to cut it. Okay, well, I got. Really rough. Close game. Okay, we're 1-1 in the challenge. Last match to finish, unfortunately, but that's what happens when you almost go to time. I'll see you all for round 3. Okay, we're back for round 3. I don't know what my opponent will be on. I do know that this hand looks quite reasonable. I'm going to lead on Undercity Sewers. I'll keep it. I'm going to lead on Undercity Sewers so that I can guarantee a turn 2 Frog, and if they waste me, I have Edge Bottom. One's going to 6. Alright, opponent stopped on 6, bottomed a card. Off to the races. If I find a Doomsday, that's really good. Unearth. I don't think I want that right now. My plan is to get the Frog down. So given that, it's not quite in the cards. Double Darker is also not exactly what I want. If I get like Dazed or something here, I will wish I had this Unearth. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. Okay, are they dazing me? Yep. But they didn't float mana. So I can daze back. So I gotta float mana. Okay. Frog is in. It shouldn't have been, but it is. Also, now we're against Rescaminator again, that is known, or some form of blue-black tempo. It's Rescaminator. Okay, confirmed. So, Griffin taking Fatal Push, I assume. It's really the only card that makes sense for them to take. Edge, okay. Let's attack. I'm gonna discard one of these Dark Rits. I don't need two of them. Hey. Okay, so given that I'm gonna play this fetch land so that I have a Revolt Fatal Push active. Entomb, don't do that. We don't want Atraxa. That'd be really rude of you to do. Ponder. Okay. The 10th. Why the Rescaminator deck is so good is they have the Fair Access and they have the Entomb Reanimate. Really, if I draw a Brainstorm and get some discard action going, I'd be feeling really good myself. They chose not to shuffle. So they probably find like an Animate Dead or something. Ponder is a good draw. Let's ponder. The Doomsday is a win. Brainstorm is a good draw. So I'll keep the Brainstorm. No shuffle. I will fetch now. And now I'll attack. And try to draw a card before I make any decisions on how to use this Brainstorm. Okay, cool. So a Ponder and a Brainstorm. I think I want to play a land. Then I will Brainstorm. Try to retexture my hand a bit. Daze and Pluto Delta are... Yeah, I think I don't want Swamp. I don't want Dark Rit. I do like Daze. Let's try to Ponder into a Force or something. Those are not it. We'll shuffle. Tamiyo's okay. Not the worst. What's this end step going to be? Another Brainstorm or something? Nope. Just a fetch land. One, Ponder, okay. Hope this Daze stays relevant. That's the dream here. They shuffled. Okay, we're passing the turn. No, we're griefing me. Damn. Almost fooled me. What'd they pitch? Pitch and Tomb. Yeah, whatever they take. Like, they could take the Daze. That's life. Took Tamiyo. Okay. Doomsday Frog Tamiyo. Second Daze. That's nice. Attack. And connect. Draw Doomsday. Okay. I think I'm going to just hold back this turn. And then next turn, I'm going to try to win in one turn because I can just Doomsday, connect with Frog, and then win. And then that way I can hold up double days this turn. I don't have any way to crack this off my library, so there's no reason to like make a pile or go shields down now. Yeah, like, okay, reanimate, yeah. I'm going to hard cast a daze on that. They pay, yep. I'm going to alt cast a daze on that. I could just return the Undercity Sewers and then like mill the Oracle and draw it. It's a really simple line. I like that. I'll return Undercity Sewers. Okay, Force of Will has resolved. Rough. Okay, so Trax is in. 10 cards. So they found a force, another force. But they might not also have a blue card. They will not also have a blue card for it. So what does that mean? Does this change my plays? Does it change my plays? Arcana Cruelty, Force of Will, Reanimate, Animate Dead Wasteland. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Okay. So I won't be able to draw a card next turn with Frog. It's very sad. I guess I'll shuffle it up, see what I draw. Cantrip. So how does this work? If I go Darkroot Doomsday and Ponder, then I can Ponder into what? It's ironic. If I didn't Undercity Sewers, I'd actually be in a really good shape right now. A Darkroot Doomsday, and then bin something in my yard, and then Ponder still doesn't work. So I think then the play is, let's see, what'd they keep? Where's their hand? Arcana Cruelty, Force of Will, Reanimate, Animate Dead Wasteland. They use the Wasteland, so it's these 4 cards. So I'm going to go to 8 life here. I guess I Ponder first. Because they'll have Force, so they'll want Uncounterable Oracle, the Caverned Oracle. Yeah, I guess I go for it, right? Because otherwise my cards are all getting stripped by these griefs and stuff. So Dark Rip. Doomsday. And I'll go, I'm going to draw the Cavern. So I'll bin. What am I going to bin? Card that doesn't matter. A Street Wraith. Cling to Dust. So I don't know. Doesn't matter. I'll make it a Tamiyo for fun. And then I'll do Cavern, Oracle, and I'm going to be at 1 life. Or I guess I can block, so I'm not like necessarily at 1 life. Then consider and a Force of Will, perhaps. Or Unearth, maybe. It'll convince them that something matters here. I'm not going to find my bottom 2 cards for what it's worth. Okay, so bottom 2 cards, so Unearth, Consider, and then Oracle, Cavern, Tamiyo, play the land for turn, Tamiyo into the yard, then I ponder, go 1, 2, 3, no shuffle. Okay, now I am essentially grief proof. Okay, I think I cobbled together a win here. This Archon doesn't really do it for them. Because to get this Archon into their graveyard, they need to play a frog. A brainstorm or something? It is a brainstorm or something. It's a brainstorm. Okay. So if they attack, I suppose I will block. Like, I'll exile these 3 cards and block. I don't want to die to a Bowmaster or something. And into that high life total now. So if they grief me, they take the Fatal Push. And if they Archon me, I discard the Fatal Push. Either way, I'm okay. Yep, so they grief me and take Fatal Push. And then I draw Oracle and go Cavern Oracle. Can't outsmart Cavern of Souls. Cavern on Wizard. Blue, blue, Oracle. Can't stop that, can you? With all your fancy Atraxas and griefs and stuff. No, you cannot. That's why I clicked no. Okay, so Maxtortion again, up a game again. So sideboarding. We did lose the post-board games last time, but I think they were close, and I think that cutting Doomsday still makes sense to me. Yeah, let's see here. Cut LED. Thoughtseize is maybe okay. Doesn't give it enough credit. I think I can cut a Daze and a Force. And the 2 Dark Roots. These 10? I think so. 10 in, 10 out. It's the plan that makes sense to me. The Doomsday, when I brought it in that game 3 last time, was really bad. It was really just a dead card in hand. So I will keep this, even though it looks a bit sketch, because it is. Keep. But I have a turn 1 Spellbomb, potentially. I have a lot of lands. And I drew a Brainstorm. Okay, so given I drew a Brainstorm, I think I'm not going to just throw away lands into the Wasteland. I'd much rather shuffle them away. But having the Spellbomb in play means that as long as that's sitting there, I cannot get catastrophically reanimated. Alright, passing the turn. Yeah, if they go for reanimate on Troll, I will pop that. Otherwise, I'm a little bit concerned about a Bowmaster here. So I'm going to do this Brainstorm in my opponent's upkeep, so that if they want a Bowmaster, it's going to tie up their whole mana situation. There's the Bowmaster. Here's the Brainstorm. So I'll put away Sewers and think a Fetchland. Let it resolve. And I think I take 1 point of damage from this just to play around Days Forever. Psychic Frog, huh? Don't like that. Another reason why I might not want to Fatal Push the Bowmaster is because Frog is scarier. So taking 2 here. I am gonna fetch a Sewers. I don't want the Ponder. There's a Bowmaster around. Force is not really what I want to draw either. I'm going to wait a little bit on these plays. I'm probably going to Fatal Push the Frog. I can do that now with the land that they wastelanded. Okay. You know, at this point, I don't know if I want to cycle the Spellbomb yet. I don't think I do. I think I want to just like sit on it for a little bit. These wastelands have been pretty mean-spirited stuff. I don't like it. Okay, I guess since I am a blue card away from Force, I will just go for this. Okay, well, it's a blue card, but maybe this blue card is better off in my possession than my opponent's. Yeah, I think I'm gonna let it stick just because the frog is so good. I'm not pitching a frog. Want my own frog. Another blue card? Yeah. Okay, so I'll go Cavern on Frog. Cavern Frog. Rivet. Now they can't attack. And I can. Although if I do, I draw cards and Bowmaster goes a little bit crazy, so we'll see. 2 mana. Petty Theft. Think not. Okay, cool. They did not succeed in petty thefting me. Petty thievery had to stop. Okay, what do I draw? That's not worth anything. I don't really want to draw a card all that badly. I do kind of want to trade with creatures. If I trade, I can unearth, and that's good for me. Like, it uses my cards well. So I'll attack. See what happens. Nothing, huh? Okay. I'll take the damage. Bowmaster. Oh man, more lands. Rough. Okay. That's not good. It's actually really bad for me. About as bad as these things can go. This is just way too many lands. I'm flooding out hard. And this Bowmaster is preventing me from cantripping into an answer too. I mean, my lack of cantrips is really what's preventing me from cantripping into an answer, but either way, bad shape. Binning a daze. They do not want daze. What do they want? To grief me. I think I'm just going to discard both of these cards now. And let this grief take nothing. Should not F6, I should F2. Because if they have plays, like to reanimate or do something to my yard, I might want to respond. They pitched a grief to the grief. They could make this, oh, yep, they're pitching animate dead. And they're hitting me hard. Ouch. Brainstorm, yep. Okay, so on my next turn, what could I find? I don't know. Rust spot. Murktide, seriously? A petty theft. Petty theft, seriously? Okay. Baraglyph, seriously? Although this does attack for 3. 4. Oh yeah, okay, so I do survive, I think. Albeit just barely. Baraglyph is real good. Brainstorm? Yep, Brainstorm. Okay, Baraglyph, you and me against the world. Most of this frog can deal is 3 damage. And so as long as I'm able to survive, then I'm going to be able to push through. Okay, so they played out 3 cards. They're playing a Brazen Borrower, essentially. Yeah, they're given the frog flying. They're going to redraw the top card of their library. And their plan is to Brazen Borrower me on their end step. Okay, I go to 2. 5/6 Baraglyph now. What did we lose? Sorcery? Instant sorcery land. We lost creature? No, we have creature. Artifact. It's just 5/6. No more animate dead. Okay. Well, Brainstorm is not something I'm itching to cast into this Bowmaster. We'll see if this Orc Army blocks or something. It might. Are they just shrinking it a little bit? 4/5. Yellow Millfolk hurts. Not hit any good stuff though. Black, blue. Frog is in. I can pitch 2 cards to it. Might still be lethal, but I'll figure that out on blocks. Yeah, because 1, 2, yeah, it's 6 if they just attack with everything. Making this Baragorf a 4/5 was really all the difference. Yeah. This is just lethal. I lose here. I'll just concede. I'm low in time. Okay, so game 3. I don't really think I want forces. I think they're pretty bad against the Grief Scam plays. I want days. Maybe I'll bring in all the Dark Rits. Cut Thoughtseize. And I'll cut 1 days. No, I'll keep all the days. I'll cut 1 borrower. Okay, I've tricked myself into playing Doomsdays again. See how that goes. Only playing 2 this time though. Great hand. Keep. And do I lead on Nihil Spellbomb? Or do I lead on Tamiyo? I mean, I could do both with the pedal, but I think I'd rather lead on Tamiyo and just hang back on the rest of it. I want it to be super obvious about what I'm doing here. Black. Okay, no more Tamiyo. Okay, so do I play Baragorf into days or do I play Nihil Spellbomb to play around days? I think I'm going to play around days forever. No need to rush perfection. Now at least I have some insurance against the reanimation, whatever it may be. I have 2 basics in play. Feeling pretty good. They brainstormed. Found a fetch land. And now I play Grief around days, or play Barrowglyph around days. And I found an Edge of Autumn, which is pretty nice because if I get wasted, I can just crack it. It's also a sorcery for this Goyf. It's going to get forced. Wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world. It's a very good card. Opponent's thinking about it. Let's see where they go. Okay, they are forcing it. Pitching Brazen Borrower. Not much I can do about that. Can prevent them from reanimating it with my Nihil Spellbomb. But that's it. What are they doing on instead? Entombing? Troll cycling. Entombing a troll to get a land. Entombing in a way. Underground Sea. Yep. Wasteland though. Okay, so that will be good for my Edge of Autumn here. Yep, there's the frog. Now I cycle. Get that value. Fatal Push for the frog is also fantastic. I will wait until my turn so I can't get dazed. Let's do that right here, right now. Okay, frog is gone. Arrivederci, frog. Now they have 3 mana. I'm going to fetch a Undercity Sewers on the end step. Look at what could be. Don't want to daze. Ponder is solid. Brainstorm and Ponder is again also solid. I will not shuffle. Okay, so put 2 of these back. Yep, I'm going to Ponder now. Holding up Basic Swamp Spellbomb. And I have a Tamiyo on top of my library. Great. I could play Tamiyo now. Using the pedal. Maybe that's the line. Kind of like that. Still playing around days. Not playing around double days, huh? When I had 2 days, or they're surveilling now and then gonna like return this one. Yep, I will pay. I will pay for the days. Once you give me priority. Yep. I get double dazed. Rough. What you gonna do? Sometimes I get double dazed. Okay. At least I have a Ponder on top of my library. They're surveilling. Put a card on top. They like it. Picasso. Since I know I have a Spellbomb on top, I'm gonna crack this one and just cycle it to draw a card. Bowmaster. Okay, fair. I will still do this. I'm just gonna cantrip into Bowmaster. Barrowgoyf, Cling to Dust. Doomsday. Does Cling help me at all right now? Cling helps me not get got by damage. So I'm gonna just, take the hit. Play this. And just sit. Opponent pondering away now. Let's say I have a fully stocked graveyard of my own for this Barrowglyph. On my turn to cast Barrowglyph, I'm going to leave up Basic Swamp, which will look like I'm holding up Spellbomb, but really I'm holding up Cling to Dust. Chose not to shuffle. Need to see it. Frog. Okay, so I could Cling this now, so they cannot fly the frog over me. This makes that bigger. I draw the Barrowglyph and I draw the Doomsday. That seems fine. Take the damage. Barrowglyph is big, powerful. 5/6. Serious sized glyph here. So we go glyph, 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 glyph. 5/6. Deal. But you can't. Let's see what they do. They have no cards in graveyard, so frog cannot fly. 5/6. Unearth is great. So yeah, I'm going to attack. They're probably going to go real hard into preventing this Barrowglyph from killing them. Then I'll unearth my other one. So yes to the mill. I'll return this Barrowglyph. I will cast a Barrowglyph. I don't unearth the other one. Right. Lots of Barrowglyphs seems better than any number of Tamiyos. Question mark? Exclamation point. There's a Bowmaster in play. Okay. Figured it out. 3 Barrowglyphs. Barrowing down on my opponent. Can they beat that? I don't think so. They definitely can't beat the follow-up Psychic Frog. Stack. I don't think I'm going to mill too much. Might mill like once or twice. Okay, opponent concedes. We did it. Success. Cannot outsmart Barrowglyph. Doomsday was bad yet again. And we're not the last match. Love to see it. Cool. We're 2-1 now. I'll see you all for round 4. Alright, we're back for round 4. We're against Venom 1, who apparently played Eldrazi recently. We have no lands here. Mulliganing that. We do have lands here. We're keeping this. I'm going to lead on a Misty and pass, I believe. Keep. And I think, yeah, bin the basic swamp. Okay, Eldrazi confirmed. So really like a dark rite would be great. Get this Doomsday going ASAP. They got rid of 3 non-land cards. Wonder what that signifies. see if I care about Chalice on one. Because I very well might not. Tamiyo. I think I've decided I don't care about Chalice on one. I land. So I have Daze this turn, and then I have Doomsday next turn. Chalice on 2. I have Cavern. So again, I don't care. I will fetch because I just don't want to draw more lands. Draw enough lands. Since I'm at 18, I'm going to play this because otherwise I like the life total rounds, so the odd numbers mark you harder. So yeah, Doomsday. And I'll just do like see, well, these two chalices. So I've got a Cavern. I need Oracle. So I do kind of need 2 draw steps of time delay here. And most of my deck is things I can't cast. So I'll do Edge Bottom, Basic Island, because I can do the Pluto Delta. I have Basic Island right here. And then I'll do like 0 drops I can cast, I suppose. Maybe I just grab more forces. I can take the other 2 forces, or I guess 1 force. Or Street Wraith is the last play, I think. Okay, now this is fine. I guess I will get Street Wraith though, just in case I have to shuffle unexpectedly. So Island on the bottom. And Street Wraith. I'm going to draw Cavernous Souls this turn. And then I can fetch, so I don't necessarily need this edge. Do I want it for some reason? No, I don't think so. Edge. Oracle, Cavern. I'm not going to play out the Cavern until the Oracle turn. Yeah, I have everything has been countered. Thought Not Seer. Do I want this to resolve? No. Get out of here. Your thoughts. I play this out now. Daze will get countered by Chalice on 2. It doesn't do anything. If I get double wasted here, I do not care. Double wasted does look like what's going to happen. And that land gets exiled. Then when I fetch the island out of my deck, if I have to shuffle, my remaining 3 cards will be 2 Cyclers and an Oracle. So in any order, I will be okay. Cool. Figured out how to beat Eldrazi game 1. They have not yet figured out that I have beaten them, but I have. Yeah, I don't care about that either. So I have Oracle on top. I fetch basic island. I play this, I name wizard. I go blue, blue. Chalice triggers, and it does not matter. Success. Okay. So we're up a game against the Eldrazi Menace. What do we want? I don't know if we want Doomsday at all, actually. It's really risky because they can deal us so much damage so quickly. Thoughtseize is also kind of rough. Edge is like, eh. Forces and Dazes are like, also kind of, eh. Cut 1 daze. See what I want. I want Barrow for sure. They're really good. Consign to Memory, Fatal Push, Prison Borrower. These are the cards I really want. Cut Knight's Whisper just because it's a little bit too slow. Cling to Dust is kind of a miss as well. And Cavern, as you saw, is relevant because Chalice is a counterspell in a way. Proactive counterspell. Since I'm on the draw, I will cut a 2nd daze. I'm going to keep the full set of Dark Rituals because getting a Barrowglyph down quickly is a pretty big deal. It's a really powerful spell. This hand is good. It's got a force, it's got basic land ponder. It's got a frog. Eldrazi kind of has a hard time beating frogs. Okay, no Chalice. Love to see it. Lotus Petal. I think I'm just going to jam a turn 1 frog. Silly as that sounds. Rivet. Yeah, Eldrazi, I've been on the receiving end of a bunch of Psychic Frogs. It's a tough card to actually beat. Oh, cannot counter the Fleshraker. Could counter the Petal, but I think I'd rather counter whatever they cast off of it. Nothing. Okay, let's start with a Ponder. Oh, great. All good cards. So 1, 2, 3. No shuffle. Play land. I could exile these things to give flying. Shrinks the Barrowglyph, but I think that's worth it. Yeah. We draw Barrowglyph here. The next turn, hopefully we can play the Glyph and stabilize the board. Trying to figure out how to cast their spells. Can't counter this one. Agreed. Oh boy. This is bad. This is a lot of damage. Double Fleshraker is tough to beat. Things just start dealing so much damage so fast. Okay, well, Herald is out of here. Not letting that stick around for a second. Okay, and then obviously I take lots of ouchies off these little spawns. What's happening now? Don't do more things. Thought not seer. Okay, gross. So at this point I need to find something good. Go brainstorm now. Consign to Memory is too late, too little too late. I guess I'll put I'm gonna get rid of one card, right? So I'll get rid of let them take like one of my frogs, and consign at this point is just not enough. Yeah, whatever card they take, they take. I take so much damage. Ouch. I go to 2. Then we'll go to 1 to play this Barragoyf. But if they miss on any spell this next turn, there's a world where I'm okay. It's not looking good for me, but it's potentially okay. They did not miss on a spell at all. What are you doing? Okay, fine. I've seen enough. Game 3 time. Double Fleshraker Cavern Dive is just tough to beat. Okay, so I want the full set of dazes in. I think I cut 2 of my forces. I don't think I changed much else. Yeah, that was just the Fleshraker is just such a absolutely fucked up card. Okay, this is a good hand. Turn 1 frog again. And it's got a consign to memory, so I can like kind of answer stuff too. Keep. So I'll play out all my stuff. I'm gonna use one of the petals. So I'll keep basic island here. Go black, blue frog. And see if I can't counter something with this consign. If I have to. I mean. Okay, let's attack first. I do have discard frog, unearth frog. So I'll discard the frog first, because I know I want to at least discard it. This deals extra damage now. Drew a Barragoyf. Wow, okay. So let's Brainstorm. Dark Rit. Dark Rit Barragoyf? It's better than Unearth, perhaps? I think so. Can Unearth next turn. Can leave up Consigned to Memory too. Dark Rit. Barragoyf. Pass. Good luck. Well, can't counter. Can counter cast triggers still, just not the spell itself. Not a big deal there. Could counter this cast trigger. I'm not convinced that I want to. I guess it negates the lifelink, so maybe I should have. I'll just attack with both. They can't block this and that. We'll sack it before damage. Frog draws a card. Tamiyo is in. I will unearth this frog and try to keep the pressure on. Fangorn Forest, huh? Yavimaya. An uncounterable Eldrazi. And I'm going to counter the cast trigger for the land. I think that's the best one they got. I'll give them the other stuff. Okay. Underground Sea. Okay, so I can exile instant artifact, not change the size of this Barrowglyph. And then I can do and discard the land, discard land. Yeah, I think that's worth it. I'm going to discard the land. I'll exile land instant. I'll attack with the gang. I'm going to hold Barrowglyph back on defense. So Tamiyo will flip here. Okay. That's plus Tamiyo. Do we play the land? I think yes. Or let me crack this clue first. Why not? Yeah, no, I definitely play land. Okay. Got some semblance of a plan here. Barrowglyph on D. These frogs are just going to be able to leap over, hopefully. 6. Opponent's getting low in life. What you doing, opponent? Another Myco spawn that can't be countered? Rude. Not going to worry about the land choice on this one. Cradle, yep. 5, yeah, that's bad for me. Oh no. It's really bad for me. Cannot properly state how bad this is for me. Oh no, okay. Well, now it's just time to brainstorm. Try to find that, but already have it. Rough, okay. I guess I'll put Dark Writ and Fatal Push on top of my deck. Yeah, I guess so, right? This is bad for me. I take a lot of damage. Lose my froggy boy. But Barrowglyph does grow a little bit. Take a shit ton of damage. Ow, 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 ow. No. Thought not. Okay, so now I can discard Consign to Memory to this frog. Because at least Thought Not doesn't take anything now. Okay, so what's the most damage I can push this turn? Or is it just like a double kill things kind of turn. I can go Tamiyo. I can fetch. Got a 5. It's probably the way. I need to turn on this Fatal Push, so I'm gonna Sewer because I don't have any good. I just like want cards in my graveyard. So I'm going to Fatal Push the Thought Knot first to draw a card because it helps to find my options. Yep, and then I -3. Return that. I could deal 4 damage right now. That's not worth it. Fatal Push. Kill the Fleshraker. And then I'll discard Cavern. I'm going to exile Cavern, Brainstorm, Sign, and we'll attack for 3. Okay, it's a land that I don't really want, but at least it's not something killing me. Or at least I still have a plan. I can attack for lethal next turn. Unless this is something that kills me. Null Drifter is good for opponent, bad for me. Going to 1, huh? Interesting spell order. What you got? Another one. Oh, they drew them off the Null Drifter, that's why. Okay. I figured it out. Oh, I lose now. That's really rough. Wow, that was a good Null Drifter, huh? Okay, yeah. Triggers just knocked me out. GG. It's a close game. Alright. Eldrazi won the match. Didn't see that coming. Kind of died out of nowhere. But, you know, that's how it goes. Alright, I guess we're 2-2. I'll see you all for round 5. Well, we're back for round 5. We are on the draw. We'll keep this 7. It could be anything. And could be literally anything. Looks like we're against the Newton Cradle control deck. Or Nadu. Either way, I'm not super inclined to fetch basics. So yeah, I'll get looking for like a Force or a Doomsday. Force is good, Dark Red is okay. Not gonna shuffle. Basically this means that I can like force the critical spell, and then I can try to get in with a Frog or just find Doomsday and combo off. Weight of the Reliquary. Do I care? Trying to decide if this gets my Force of Will. I think no, this does not get my Force of Will. Not that concerned about it. This is a matchup where Doomsday is quite good. Like the actual card Doomsday. So I will be trying to find it. So far I look like Rescaminator, which might be relevant. The opponent might play around like leaving up white for Bajuka Bog, Talon Gate, stuff like that. They might prioritize having endurance more than they otherwise should. I guess it's still good against Doomsday to have endurance, but I can play around it. Psychic Frog is actually kind of good against endurance in a funny way, because as long as you have like packs of 3 cards, you can exile them to Frog. Fatal Push is really good at answering this white as well. Let's start by exiling these 3 cards. I'm going to play this land so that I have Revolt in case I get Enduranced. This feels like some sort of endurance-y play. Or just like Talon Gates of Madara. What you getting? Talon Gates to phase out my frog. That's fine. So I will brainstorm now. Found too much. So I found a second dark red I don't want. And probably put away a Daze at this point. Then I'm going to Thoughtseize my opponent, and then depending upon what the Thoughtseize reveals, I might Fatal Push the white. Pair of natural orders. I am indeed going to push this white of the Reliquary. So they could natural order around Daze at this point, because Noble makes a mana. And that is in fact what they're doing. I'm going to force that, pitching a Brainstorm. So I know about a Verdant Catacombs in their hand. The only unknown card. Oh, Force. Fantastic. Okay, so let's attack first. Force of Will is a great draw once we're like, drawing 2 cards a turn here. Fatal Push is a great draw as well. Let's Brainstorm. And a Force and a Daze. Which I don't need the Dark Rat anymore. So I think my plan is just to keep the pair of forces. I'll do a Surveil on the end step. And now I no longer know any cards in my opponent's hand. Natural order. Wow, yep, it was. Okay. Guess Daze would have been good. That's too bad. And now I'm really just looking for Doomsday. Not Swamp. Doomsday. Ponder. Yeah, going for 2 frogs a turn seems fine. I'm going to draw the Underground Sea, discard it. Attack for 2, draw frog, play frog. Just trying to get the damage going now. I've exhausted all 3 of my opponent's natural orders. So no more risk of getting naturally ordered. Daze on top of my library. Which is probably not going to be good. White is not a problem. I have a Fatal Push. I'm going to get rid of that. And so I think this just lands as a creature by itself, yeah. Now I attack. Probably discard this Daze to one of the frogs. Just gonna try to balance out the two frogs. Draw. You know, this Street Wraith is unblockable. So I'm gonna cast a Street Wraith. Because they have a Bayou and this has Swamp Walk. So that speeds up the clock quite a bit. Green for 3. Green for 2. For a white? Yeah. Okay. Let's discard the Dark Red. I'm gonna just get the 2 flyers going. Do they have 2 Talon Gates in Madara? Let me look at Newton's most recent list. Hello, Newton MTGO. 1 second. They do have 2 Talon Gates in Madara, so I should be aware that they can attack and then sack a thing and get the Talon Gates and exile and like get rid of a blocker that way. But I'm not taking 11 quite yet. Writ, force, daze, push, brainstorm. Just kind of trying to get rid of cards here. And swing with aforementioned team. Okay, so Ponder's a good draw. Maybe. Now I do not want Doomsday at all, because that's pretty much the only way I could lose, is going to a left field that kills me. Knight's Whisper, again, too risky to cast, because that actually does put me to dead. So I will leave that back. See how much damage my opponent can output here. I hope it's not 11. The Endurance on my graveyard. I'm gonna exile all the cards I don't want to draw. Exile that, exile that, exile that. Okay, now I am only shuffling in cards I want to draw. So I go to 4 here. I think I can leapfrog one of the frogs. A Petal's good too, for getting cards in the yard. So I expect this to get Talon Gates. I get 6 cards in the graveyard. Let's find out. Doomsday. Could go to 1 here. Actually seems kind of cool. If either of these frogs connect, I win. Going to 2 and 1 is not that different. So let's skip on the land, huh? So I'll discard land. discard land. And then I can give this one flying. Does that help me at all? Do I just give this one flying? Sack a creature, get a Talongate, so they can stop me from attacking that way. So if they like do that, they sack a creature, and they're coming in with 2 big attackers. And 3 big attackers because of this. So this is the only unblockable one, so this is the only forced block. Or forced Talongates. They could block and then Talongates, so I think I don't Doomsday yet. I think I just attack with only the Street Wraith and force the Talongates to happen right now. This is the play I'm going with. Endurance is out. And then they have Springheart and Antuco. Yep, so I go to 1 life now on the crackback. I'm holding this Doomsday. Okay, this is pretty tense. Did they find a way through it? Because they've now used both Talongates. Cool, got there. Okay, Fatal Pushes are in, obviously. Barrowgeist, as you can tell, look excellent. Harbinger actually might be pretty good. I think that Cling doesn't do much. LED, I don't want to go like all in against the Endurance. I think I can cut the Cavern as well. Let's see here. Can probably, maybe not a full set of Barrowghosts, like a couple of them. Like 3 Barrowghosts, 3 Doomsdays. And like cut 2 Dazes on the draw. Yeah. That looks pretty reasonable to me. Let's try it like that. Okay, on the draw for game 2, we've got turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Frog. That seems like a keep to me. Obviously, the opponent could do their own stuff, but the hand has a plan. Fatal Push. I think I would rather Thoughtseize now so I can understand what's important in their hand. Okay, so they've got a lot of good stuff. I think I'm going to take the Springheart and Antuco away from them. I can Fatal Push the white. This card's really good. Especially with white, but it's just really good on its own as well. So yeah, I'm going to spend this turn brainstorming and getting rid of the white. Doomsday, huh? Not bad. So I can get rid of Oracle and one of my fetch lands. Then I can fetch and get rid of the white now, because I don't want them to be able to activate it. So that's the line. They got Endurance, Elvish Reclaimer, and 2 unknowns. Okay, they've got Endurance, Elvish Reclaimer, and 0 unknowns. Dried Arbor attacking for 3. Very cool. So yeah, let's this turn is going to be Frog Tamiyo. Hey, I have D.D.F.T. I have Doomsday Frog Tamiyo. We did it. D.D.F.T. acquired. Okay, so I could flip Tamiyo. I think I'm better off with Frog, because Frog will help me crack the top of my library after Doomsday. And I still need to fight through this Endurance as well. But it's this way I'm like pretty well set up to answer things. Not very concerned about Endurance and its behavior. Finds casting Once Upon a Time. What do they find? Another Elvish Reclaimer. Okay. That's not so bad for me. So if they attack, I am going to block and like double discard. Yeah. Okay, cool. No blocks. They only have 2 mana up. So they can't Endurance. Is that correct? Oh, and I drew the Dark Ret. This got way easier, but let's... exile 3 cards. Let's exile land. It'll push. Now we're going to go Dark Ret. Doomsday. So they might Talon Gates of Madara me. Like my Frog, because they can still do that, I think. So I want to draw Edge, Street Wraith, Oracle, then I'll also get like Fatal Push, Unearth, just in case I need to do it again. So Unearth on the bottom, Fatal Push 4th, Oracle 3rd, Street Wraith and Edge. Guess now I attack with just Frog. I think Tamiyo stays back to block. It's going to be Talon Gates of Madara. Yep. Not too concerned about that. So if I go to 4 here, that does seem like a problem. Or I can flip Tamiyo and minus. And I think I'm going to skip the Street Wraith. 1, 2, 3. No shuffle, and I don't want to flip Tamiyo. I think I want to leave her as a blocker. Yeah. Because that way I do not die to combat. Town gates are very annoying. Okay, what's happening to me now? I think I've got this game under control, but maybe I don't. Big Hydra doesn't concern me. It doesn't have trample, does it? No? Still lethal attacker. Oh! Lots of lethal attackers. It does concern me. Didn't see that these guys grew. Too big now. Well, I do die to that. Right, because I block here. Take 6. Go to dead. Whoops. Probably could have navigated that better. That's what game 3 is for. Aragorn seems really good. Tamiyo seems okay at best. I think dazes are better than forces. Make our threats dense. That threat density on. I could also bring in a Nihil Spellbomb, but I already submitted, so game is ready for game 3. But the thought is that Nihil Spellbomb can answer Endurance. Okay. It's in, and I'll cut Tamiyo. Tamiyo just didn't seem like where the game was at. Okay, if I've got time, I'll cut both of them. Okay. This hand, turn 1 Doomsday into chillin'. It's got literally no lands. I could keep it in ponder and try to hit land. Or I could just like draw into lands. Is this worth keeping? I'm gonna try it. It's pretty risky. Obviously, there's lots of ways this goes very wrong. But we do our best. Dark Rit. Doomsday. Okay, so we need lands. We need land, land. Let's get 3 lands for our trouble. And then land, Oracle, and Unearth. And Spellbomb. Okay, so I'll put a 3rd land at the end. And then Spellbomb. And then Oracle. And Spellbomb, then land. Okay. This is the way. They do a 1-drop on turn 1, I'll push it. If they don't do a 1-drop on turn 1, I'll Thoughtseize. If they Thoughtseize me, I'll do whatever they let me do. Okay, they're passing. So it's Thoughtseize time. See what they got. Got 2 removal spells, so I won't cast it without an empty library. They've got a Reclaimer, they've got a Green Sun. Green Sun is scarier than Reclaimer, because Green Sun could be anything. So I'll take the Green Sun. And maybe they get Arbor? No, they're going for black. Okay. They play a creature here. Which they didn't. Playing a creature, me playing a creature here opens myself up to all the removal stuff. So Oracle's going to be at the bottom. I have played a land. 2, 3, no shuffle. Play out Spellbomb. So now I am kind of endurance proof. The next turn, what I do is I Nihil Spellbomb myself and draw a card, and then I just play Oracle and empty library. That's my plan. Assuming that it doesn't go horribly awry. Which we'll see, right? It depends what opponent does. Okay, Reclaimer. So they have endurance mana. They're representing endurance. Now, if they have endurance, and I do this, what happens? I think I'm still okay, because I can Fatal Push it. I'll exile my own yard. Might endurance me now? No. Okay. Then I win. 0 land Doomsday Opener got the win on turn 4. Very cool. Okay, so we're 3-2. Glad I kept that hand. I won the match. Let's try to 4-2 in top 16. See you all for round 6. Alright, so we're middle of the pack in the 3-2s. Yeah, we're probably going to top 16 if we win, and no chance of top 8. We're against Floss, who plays a lot of like mono black aggro scam kind of decks. So I'll keep this hand. It's got Tamiyo, it's got removal, got a force. It's really all I could really want in one of these. Oh. Grief. Grief is griefing. Not much I can do about that. Maybe we get reanimated here. The force implies that we are getting reanimated. Yep. Rude / ouch, etc. Fatal Push has been taken. The Flossed deck does play 4 Wastelands. Daze is kind of a good surprise draw. I can play this Tamiyo here and have a surprise Daze for my opponent. Which they have no reason to play around because they just saw my hand. Yep. Surprise! It's a Daze. They're down to 1 card in hand. Now I play, withdraw another Brainstorm. I attack with Tamiyo. Just to get this clue token, why not? And then second main phase, I'll Brainstorm. Dark Rit's okay draw, I guess. I'll hide the Frog. The Frog is my most precious card. And I'll plus Tamiyo. Okay. So what's the opponent got for me now? Concession. Cool. I didn't think it was over, but maybe they just had nothing. They knew about my Frog, so they're like, I can't beat that. So I don't think I want forces against the deck that's going to rip my stuff apart. I do think I want these and these. Let's kind of look at their deck. Let's bring it over. So Dark Betrayal, Sinkhole, Barrowgoyf, Leyline of the Void, Snuff Out, Shieldred. So Shieldred's a real thing. Dark Betrayal is a real thing. Yep. So probably want these as well. Don't think I want Doomsday at this point. Too much anti-draw card stuff. Cut the Street Wraith. Night's Whisperer is pretty slow, but Oracle's all... Oh, LED out of here. Maybe I cut a Cavern and the Thoughtseize and just play 2 forces. Got Oracle play a 3rd force. I don't really like force, but it might be just a necessary evil. I'm gonna try this. No Doomsday. Okay. Yeah, this hand's a keep. Again, like how much do I want to mulligan into the scam deck? Not much, that's how much. Okay. What you doing to me? Stalker is fine. I do not care about that. Barrowgoyf, huh? I could just go all in on a Barrowgoyf here. Is that good? Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not as good. I think I'm just gonna go Frog. And I could even play out the Spell Bomb. Yeah, that's just... I think this is safer. Because the Frog's gonna recoup cards. It was Betrayed in Darkness. Could have forced it pitching Frog if it was the other way around, but not reliable. So now I guess I really want to draw a dark rit. Yeah, just like that. Dark rit. Barrogoyf. Hope opponent doesn't have another Dark Betrayal. Probably do. This is weird, but I feel like opponent has a Murderer's Cut. I'm gonna pop this as soon as they finish searching. I just have very strong Murderer's Cut vibes right now. And I think that it's worth just clearing the graveyard so I don't get hit by a Murderer's Cut. Okay, I might have been wrong. Or they might still have the Murderer's Cut, but I feel like that was the vibe. Force Pitch Days now as well. That's convenient. Okay. Dot the Voidwalker is a pain, so I'm gonna force it. And we'll also push this Stalactite Stalker. I'm just dead this game. This is probably a mistake. Like, I think I just made mistakes this game. Overcommitted into this frog without a force of will. Barrogoyf. Tamiyo. I mean, I'll fight a little longer. I am not just dead. I am just dead. Okay. On the play, Doomsday gets a lot better. I could just, like, turn one of Doomsday. Then I probably don't need Spell Bomb and, like, one of my borrowers. Yeah, seems good. On the play, I just kind of want to, I can jam a Doomsday real quick. That's the line. It's the line that wins. And does not jam a Doomsday real quick, but it does ponder. Which I am in the market for doing. I think I'm going to do basics with this hand. Opponent's going to 6. So, basic island ponder. Doomsday, fantastic. And brainstorm. But I will expose the brainstorm, hide the Doomsday. And see what happens. Because, like, in this hand, DarkRit's not the most threatening card. It's a card, but it's not, like, the scariest one. But we'll see what opponent thinks. They're going to grief reanimate me. Or at the very least, grief me. It'll push, yeah. They have reanimate, I would take brainstorm here, which is unfortunate, but I think that's their line. Yeah. Okay, now do I get... I think because of my Unearth, I keep the swamp. So I'll go Dark Writ, Doomsday. So I'm going to try to draw Brainstorm into... Okay, I could just draw like Fetchland, or like Undercity Sewers, Bin Oracle, Unearth it. That's not that safe. Like that eats it to all sorts of removal spells. Cut the LEDs and stuff. Let's see, Brainstorm into... Or Night's Whisper could draw me into what I need, I think. Night's Whisper could draw me into... Not what I need. I'm going to think for a second. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Edge, Land, Oracle, and then two things that don't really matter, I guess. It could be like... I guess I could make my land a fetch land. And Cling to Dust. Draws cards off of black. Another land, actually, I think is safer. So I'll go to 9 here. I'm going to get hit down to 6. No, I guess I probably won't like consider. I want to draw cards with black. That I know how to do this. Okay. I can get Cling. Cling draws me a card with black. And then I can go Cling like my Doomsday. Draw Fetchland. A frog. Draw. I just go consider Bin Oracle, but then that like eats it to removal. Can I eat it to removal? Is that okay? Maybe I can eat it to removal. So I go consider. I don't think I want Cling anymore. I think I want consider. And I don't need the sewers, right? Because consider's been in the Oracle. So then I can do another Underground Sea. Consider, Bin Oracle. Draw, Edge. Consider Bin Oracle, draw, Edge. Or consider Bin, keep Oracle, draw, Edge. Either way is fine, I guess. I think I kind of want... I guess that's fine. There'd been Oracle, draw Underground Sea. We'll do Underground Sea, Edge as my last two cards. And then, yeah, consider keep Oracle. I guess I'll start with an edge. There we go. That's the plan. Okay, so Underground Sea, Underground Sea. Oracle. Consider edge. Okay. I hope I didn't screw this up. It's late and I'm tired. Edge, consider Oracle, UC, UC. Guess I'm going to 6 here. So if I'm concerned about opponent holding up removal, I can just play Frog here. To edge. Play Frog. I'm going to let it go for one more turn. Hopefully I do not kill myself here. A fatally pushed Frog. Okay. That is something I can deal with. Also, a Surveil land is another thing I can deal with. Stalactite Stalker is not desired. Agreed. Okay, so next turn I'm going to draw the Consider. Right? Yes, now I can just get Oracle. I can't cast it. So yeah, bin Oracle. So this works actually. Okay, so now I play this. And then I will Edge of Autumn, so I have 0 cards in the graveyard. And then I'll Unearth Oracle. And I should win. It'll push the Zone Grief, yes. Good. Success. Jeez. Sorry for it. Okay, cool. We got it. Very nice. Cool. So we're 4-2. Happy about that. We're gonna probably top 16. Definitely not top 8. Hopefully not fall into 17th, but you will see where we land in just a second. Not to be too dramatic here, but no! How did this happen? My win rate went down like 5%. That's brutal. I guess everyone I played against lost last round. Oh well. No top 16 for me. Only top 32. Congrats to OnZD for going 6-0. Our opponent Sven is also in top 8. INF and Sylvia Wataru are there as well. Congrats to them. Cool, yeah. Deck was fun. Obviously, I would have liked to finish above 4-2 or above. Let me just say that again. I would have preferred to finish within the top 16, but it was not to be. All my opponents lost their last round, and so I went to 18th. Rough. What you gonna do? Cool. The deck was fun. I enjoyed it. I don't really know if I would change anything about it. I feel like the games we lost were pretty close, and the games we won were pretty sweet. Yeah, deck is strong. It will obviously be better in a post-grief meta. At which point we can cut this main deck Cling to Dust, put that to be something else, maybe another Thoughtseize. But anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed playing this, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. It's a long video with some crazy matches, but yeah, good content. Anyway, I will see you all next Monday. Bye-bye.